You don't need words to lead. You don't need titles to command. You don't even need to move. To control a room, all you need is presence. Because real power is silent. It doesn't introduce itself. It doesn't beg for attention. It enters and everything else adjusts. This isn't charm. This is domination through awareness, through the way you walk, the way you breathe, the way your eyes scan a room like you already own it. And here's the secret. Most people give away their power the second they enter a space. They fidget. They smile too quickly. They laugh at things that aren't funny. They overtalk. They seek connection before they've established authority. You do the opposite. You don't seek approval. You project evaluation. You don't rush into energy. You observe it, because the one who watches controls. You see, people are constantly calculating status. Subconsciously, instantly. It's in the glances, the posture, the pauses. So when you walk in, walk slow, not lazy, deliberate. Don't scan the room like you're looking for someone. Scan it like you are the someone they've been waiting for. Plant your feet, straighten your spine, roll your shoulders back just slightly, like nothing here can touch you, because it can't. Not if your mind is anchored. That's the real work. Controlling the room starts with controlling yourself, your breath, your emotions, your thoughts. While they're lost in noise, you stay rooted in stillness. Stillness is unsettling, because most people are addicted to movement, to reaction, to proving something. When they speak, it's to fill the void. When you speak, it's to shift the gravity. And sometimes, you don't speak at all, because silence, when held confidently, is terrifying. It forces others to confront themselves. They start performing. They start talking more, revealing more, needing more. And all the while, you say nothing, but you're already in control. That's the paradox. The less you do, the more they give you, because your restraint makes them question their own value. And when someone starts questioning their value in your presence, you've already won. This is how kings used to rule, with gaze, with posture, with the weight of their stillness. And in a world of hyperactivity and desperation, stillness has become a lost art, which is why it's so powerful now. Want to control a room? Then become the calmest person in it. Because the calmest man is always the most dangerous. He's not afraid of silence. He's not triggered by disrespect. He doesn't need to bark. He lets others reveal themselves. Your job is to master the room without fighting for it. To radiate certainty, while others leak insecurity. To sit in the corner, say nothing, and still be the most unforgettable presence in the building. Because when they look around and ask who's in charge here, it won't be the loud one. It'll be the one who looks like he knows something no one else does. And that man is you. The most powerful person in the room is the one least affected by it. That means no overreacting, no chasing, no explaining, no need to be liked, seen, or accepted. The moment you walk into that room, you're not there to impress. You're there to study, to assess, to anchor. Let others trip over their words. Let them overcompensate. You move with precision. You don't speak unless it's necessary. And when you do, the silence you broke makes every word worth gold. Because you've trained your energy to be scarce. And in a world addicted to noise, scarcity commands value. You want to control a room without saying a word? Then start here. Control your face. Your expression is your throne. Never frown. Never grin too fast. Keep it neutral, not cold, just unreadable. Let them guess what you're thinking. Let them wonder, because when they can't read you, they start to fear you. Control your eyes. Don't dart. Don't wander. Hold your gaze just a second longer than comfort allows. Not in aggression, but in confidence. You're not looking at them. You're looking through them. Like you already know the outcome of this interaction. And it ends with you on top. Eye contact, done right, is a message. It says, I see you, but I'm not moved. That single look, if held with grounded calm, can make the loudest man fold. Control your body. Stillness is power. No twitching, no bouncing legs, no quick hand movements. Move like a king, not a prince trying to prove himself. A king, because kings don't rush. They don't justify. They don't defend. They don't fill silences. They create them. You want to control a room? Then learn how to create space. Psychological space. Energetic space. The kind that forces people to adjust around you. That means speaking after the silence has thickened. That means holding your pause even after they expect your reply. That means not reacting to provocation, because you're already 10 moves ahead. Now understand this. Control is not domination. It's orientation. You're not overpowering people. You're orienting them around your energy. You're saying this is the center. This is where gravity is. And whether you like it or not, you're already orbiting me. That's not arrogance. That's presence. And presence is not about being loud. It's about being undeniable. How do you become undeniable? You refine your energy. You raise your baseline. You walk like your time is sacred. You carry yourself like every step has intention. You stand like you've been in rooms like this 1,000 times. And even if you haven't, you let the room believe you have. Because perception is power, and you must learn to weaponize it. People will test you. They'll poke. They'll joke. They'll try to knock you off center. Don't flinch. Don't explain. Just look. Because that calm look, that still presence says everything. It says, you're not a threat. You're not important enough to pull me off balance. I'm still in control. Now listen close. The one who controls the frame controls the reality. You enter a room, and someone's being loud. Let them burn through their energy. Because eventually they'll realize they're dancing in front of someone who isn't clapping, someone who isn't moved. And when that realization hits, they shrink. That's frame dominance. It's when your calm becomes their discomfort. Your silence becomes their insecurity. Your groundedness becomes their confusion. And when you can do that, without a word, you've already won. You don't need to command a room by dominating it. You command it by anchoring it, by being the one everyone glances at, not because you're loud, but because you're still, because your energy says, whatever you're doing, I'm already past it. Let them talk. Let them posture. Let them try to own the space. You become the space. And space always swallows noise. Controlling a room without saying a word isn't about pretending to be powerful. It's about being so aligned internally, so locked into your self-respect, that the room feels your boundaries without you needing to express them. Most people want attention. You want gravity. They'll do anything to be noticed. You do nothing and get noticed anyway. Because energy doesn't lie. It broadcasts. Now let's talk about posture. Not just how you stand, but what your body says when you do. There's a language to your spine, to your shoulders, to the tilt of your chin. Stand like your body remembers every challenge it's conquered. Stand like every inch of you knows, I've earned this moment. I belong here. I fear nothing here. Your arms, relaxed, not crossed. Crossed arms block energy. They show defensiveness. You don't need to protect yourself. You're untouchable because you're grounded. And when you sit like a throne just appeared beneath you. No squirming, no shifting, just stillness, like the air bends around your discipline. That's how you make a room recalibrate. Let's talk about movement. Minimal, controlled. Every gesture has a purpose. Don't touch your face. Don't adjust your clothes. Don't fidget with objects. All those movements scream one thing: insecurity. But when you move intentionally, even small movements become signals of power. You lean back slowly. You turn your head before your body. You take a sip of water at the exact moment silence falls, and suddenly everyone's watching you, because the body doesn't lie. And if your body speaks confidence, they listen, even when your mouth stays shut. Now let's go even further. Control your emotional frequency. You walk into a room, there's energy flying everywhere. People laughing, people flexing, people panicking. You walk in like none of it touches you. You are the constant. And that emotional stability, that's rare. So rare, it becomes magnetic. People gravitate toward calm because they want to feel safe. They want to feel grounded. When your energy is unshaken, people start treating you like the anchor because you are. So next time you're in a room, don't ask how do I fit in. Ask how do I shift the tone. And you do it without noise, without flex, without chasing. You do it with inner alignment, with an unshakable self-concept. Because when you walk in already knowing who you are, they start questioning who they are. That's psychological dominance. It's not about aggression. It's about non-reactivity. It's about being so whole within yourself that nothing external disrupts your core. Someone challenges you. You don't rise. You don't match their energy. You descend into stillness. Because silence isn't absence, it's control. It says, I've heard you, I've measured you, and you're not worth the weight of my voice. Now don't get this twisted. This isn't about arrogance. It's about earned presence. You've trained, you've suffered, you've paid your dues in private, and now you show up in public, not with noise, but with proof. Not the kind you speak, the kind you wear, in your posture, in your breath, in your stillness. And now we enter the highest level of control, energy direction. Every room has tension, unspoken conflicts, subtext. Learn to read it. Learn to sense where the energy is going, and interrupt it with nothing more than attention. Sometimes all it takes is one still gaze, one perfectly timed pause, one quiet entrance that slices through the noise like a blade. You don't just control the room, you shape it, you guide the tempo, you command the flow, and you do it without ever raising your voice. Because real influence isn't heard, it's felt. And when your presence makes people second-guess their posture, soften their tone, lower their volume, you've already seized the frame. So here's the truth. Words are cheap. Energy is expensive. People remember how you made them feel, not what you said. When they recall you, they won't quote you. They'll describe you. He didn't say much, but damn, he owned the room. That's the legacy of presence. It outlives speeches. It outlives noise. It outlives titles. Because silence, when mastered, is louder than anything they've ever heard. So from now on, don't enter the room looking for your place. Enter knowing you are the place. The room shapes around you, not the other way around. And when you sit down in stillness, the world leans in. Most people walk into a room and adapt to the temperature. You set the temperature. That doesn't mean controlling others. It means controlling the space between people, the atmosphere, the charge. This is what master influencers do. They don't dominate conversation. They shift how people feel. You ever walk into a space and suddenly feel calm, or tense, or excited for no reason? That's ambient control, and it comes from one thing: internal coherence. If your nervous system is calm, present, and alert, others unconsciously match you. Their breathing slows, their tone softens, their chaos fades. Why? Because we're wired to sync with the most stable presence in the room. So train yourself to be that, the one with slow breath, relaxed muscles, a heart rate that never spikes. You become a regulator, an unseen force, and without speaking, you start guiding how the room behaves. Now let's take it further. Psychological asymmetry. This is how you become the wild card, the unpredictable one, the one who's quiet, but not submissive, kind but not weak, calm but not passive. It's the unpredictability that makes them alert in your presence. They don't know what you're thinking. They don't know if you approve of them. They don't know if they've impressed you. You give them nothing, but they give everything. This imbalance of information creates asymmetry. You see them clearly, but remain unreadable. And the unreadable man is always feared more than the angry one. So you let them project, let them wonder, let them overthink. You remain centered, watching everything, saying nothing, because your control is not in words. It's in the unknown, and the unknown is terrifying. Now let's add a new layer, aura anchoring. Your aura is the echo of your inner world. It's how people feel around you, even before they understand why. And it's shaped by your self-dialogue, by your habits, by your discipline. If you train your mind to be sharp, if you live with integrity, if your word matches your actions, then when you enter a room, your aura announces it before your body does. People turn before they even see you, because your presence speaks before you do. And this aura, it doesn't come from pretending, it comes from becoming. No shortcuts, no fake it till you make it. You earn it in silence, alone, in the hours when no one is watching. That's where presence is forged. Now the final piece, power mirroring. This is the tool of master manipulators, and when used with restraint, it's the mark of a silent leader. You mirror, not to flatter, but to reveal. You reflect back energy, just enough to hold a mirror to their behavior. Someone tries to dominate you. You respond with a cold, blank stare. No words, just silence. A mirror, and in that mirror they see their own insecurity. They see that their power play fell flat. That's power mirroring. Someone speaks to impress you. You don't respond with praise. You nod slowly. You give minimal reaction, because your approval is expensive, and they can feel it. That's power. You show people themselves but never show your cards. You reflect but never absorb. You reveal but never explain. Because the moment you start explaining, you lose altitude. So you let others do the talking. You let them reach. You let them show off. All while you sit, unbothered, unreadable, unchallenged. That's how you win. Not with domination, but with silence, with stillness, with restraint. You don't control people, you control yourself. And in doing that, you control everything around you. You don't need words to leave an impression. You need weight, and weight is built in the quiet, in the choices you make alone, in the standards you hold when no one's watching, in the discipline that hardens your eyes and softens your movements. So when you walk into that room, remember, you don't enter it, you possess it, not by force, but by presence, by the silence that speaks louder than 100 voices, by the stillness that commands more respect than any performance. Control a room without saying a word. It's not a trick, it's not a tactic, it's who you've become. And once you become that man, there's no room you can't walk into and own. Not by acting loud, not by trying hard, but by simply being the most dangerous, most centered, most unshakable presence there. And they'll feel it, every single time. Even in your silence, especially in your silence, they'll feel your power, and they'll never forget it.